Hey everyone, in this video we'll reflect on my past couple of weeks here in TEM. In this month I tried to share my experience of how I networked all throughout my industry already. I went to conventions such as Evo and so on. I learned a lot from this course, as much as I attempted to share as well in these past weeks. It was great. I thought I had networking down from most of my game plan figured out, and I really did in terms of after school, but this course really, really, really helped me. Uh, it helped me get a framework for my foundation of networking. Moving on, I like to dream. In fact, I love to stay in my mind a lot. I like to daydream a lot. Some psychiatrists might even diagnose me with maladaptive daydreaming. Yeah, that's crazy, right? You think that's crazy? It's an illness. The illness derives from daydreaming constantly and the person in their own mind more often than in the real world. To me personally, I think any creative person, I guess could be considered with that illness. But, back on track. I learned that I was extremely creative from this course. And, I had my future really well thought out and was really combed through and planned. Having my own studio or being a part of a successful one was always a dream of mine. Let's move forward. I have a lot of concepts and ideas for games, so games that are already in development, and of course, my own game. That's a game that I wish to design and develop. It stacks to the hundreds, all these concepts, and keeps going. And I go back to applying my skills. Now, my first step, putting my best foot forward. My second would be asserting myself, getting my point across, making sure people understand what my ideal is. And my open-mindedness. Just try to be open-minded, because that's what you got to do in my industry. My industry is all about conceptual design and artwork. For example, I can propose a concept, but someone else will have different viewpoints and opinions on it. It could be entirely different, and they may not understand. So I have to present them a concept, something. They're like, oh, okay, so now I understand. Or maybe they still have their other opinion, their own idea of what they think could happen, and that's why you have to present a concept or some type of artwork so they understand. So, in closing, my advice to the next students in TEM, I'll be honest. At first, I thought this class was a technical class, maybe some software programs. That's maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But it somewhat was. If you for the students, if you expect it to be one thing and it's entirely different, because you're excited about getting into your major's first course, whatever, you should still put forth 100%. You really should. Aside from that, my best advice: knowing your industry as much as you know yourself. That's that's the best advice that I have. This course is solely about you and knowing your future involvement in your industry. So take it seriously. Now, if you're like me, you know your industry that you're involved in like the back of your hand. I know my back of my hand pretty well. Then you might not have to do as much research. I did the research. It was just like I looked it up and I was like, okay, I already know all of this stuff. That's if you know how to do all that, you know your industry very well. You'll know what you're looking for, and you can just immediately citate everything if you need. The work will just come naturally to you. Also, don't be afraid to message your peers. I'm sure they don't bite. And if you're struggling with something, I'm sure they'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Thank you for listening to this video. I appreciate it. And this is everything that I've learned, everything that I've gathered, and moving forward into my professional world and my academic career. Thank you very much.